Welcome everyone to the Quick Hands Rugby League podcast, episode 85. Bit of a milestone episode here. 85. And so I'm here with George and my dear friend Taina. Welcome, Taina.
Hey, T's in the house.
And George, unfortunately, Arthur not with us tonight.
Nicola, unfortunately, his last week his father passed away. And I'd like to say something. I mean, Artie's right here. Hopefully, he said he'll be back with us next week. But you never met Arthur's dad. Look, one of the boys, Nicola, one of the boys liked to smoke, liked to drink, liked to hang out with the boys. A man's man, as they say, a man's man. Liked the round ball game. Played it back at home in Greece, where Artie's and the family. He's putting him to rest on Thursday, and I'm getting choked up a bit here.
Yeah.
So all the best to the family. I know that they're doing a little bit tough now, but Thursday they put him to rest, and hopefully we move on. But our thoughts are with Artie, and like I said, I'm getting choked up a bit. But
our sincere condolences and thoughts to Arthur and your family. Obviously, it's a very difficult time, and we hope to see you back here next week, mate. So let's move on.
Let's do it.
Let's go in. George, where's round 25?
In the can, Nicola.
In the can.
In the can. In the can.
So, as I said,
up.
lucky to have my good friend Taina join us tonight. Always a pleasure, Tan. How are you?
We weren't friends this round.
We weren't friends this round because
we actually were very kind.
Because
I don't know if you told George.
Yeah, you know what?
We were being very kind to each other.
We were trying to give each other shit, but we just couldn't. She's too nice. She's too nice.
Hard. She's too nice. I know.
She's too nice.
I know she is.
Well, that jersey kind of hurts my eyes, but anyway. Yes. All right. Let's kick in. Let's kick into controversy corner, where we talk about the issues of the game. So. Why don't we start with our best mate, Latrell Mitchell?
Oh, gee, do I have to?
So, now obviously I haven't been on here for 2 weeks. Last week we didn't have a show because we were all crook. I was crook the week before. So, it's not news. Everyone knows he was busted doing bumps. Pretty obvious, right?
I mean, get to the point.
Well, I mean, it's not, you don't need a rocket scientist to figure it out, right?
At a children's charity or children's education thing. No less.
Yes.
As well.
Now, he's been suspended for one game. I've got to keep looking there.
He's
been suspended for one game and he's been fined by the NRL, right? So and apparently Souths are going to give him some sort of fine and put a behavioural clause in his contract as well. Now, the question that I have is, he's suspended for one game. How does that work with regards to injury? Because let's say if he's fit to return in 2 weeks, South can say, well, he's fit to return this week, he'll serve his suspension, and then he'll come back in 2 weeks. So it's bullshit either way.
Either way. You should serve it the first game of next year. It's only one game.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, it's only one game. I
think it's confirmed that he's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah. That's what they said, yeah.
And I think too, it'd be interesting to see what Rabbitohs fine him with. Right? Because I was literally reading about today and the photos of him getting interviewed, he's just smiling. He's like, yeah, I had a yarn with the guys.
It's always the same thing with him. Always.
But he's had so many issues this whole year, even last year.
It's always the same. It's always the same thing with him. It's it's never his fault. He's always the victim. He always makes himself the victim somehow.
You know what he is? He's in the corporate world or any type of company, he's the guy, the shitty salesman that makes heaps of sales but annoys everyone else and they keep him on because he makes money. That's what it is.
That's a good analogy.
I'm not sure if Latrell makes sales anymore. Or in the last 2 years, I'm not sure if he's made too many sales.
People love him.
People love him.
He's a polarizing figure. Yeah. No doubt about it.
You know what?
But he hasn't been Latrell Mitchell since he left the Roosters. He's not a fullback. He's not a fullback.
Look, he's had his moments, and we know what he can produce. But we've spoken about this in a general sense. I mean, we know we're all adults here. We all know these guys have got lots of money and lots of time on their hand. And look, I'm not going to, describe it. I'm not going to articulate it, but we know what they do in their off time. Let's make no mistake.
Bumps.
Well, yeah. And this is my view about that, because the boy Wonder asked me about this situation. I said this: I don't care what Latrell does in his off time. He could put things up his nose, up his ass. I don't care. Doesn't worry me. As long as he does his job on the Saturday night, on the Friday, no one cares.
That's an interesting point, Tan. Can I ask you
No
for
one
your
cares.
point of view on this whole situation? How do you see it?
Well, we kind of spoke about this, Nick. So it's a given, right, that these guys are going to do this. And look, they're figures they're public figures.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do that stuff, make sure you're doing it around people that aren't going to record you.
See, here's the thing, because I kind of see both sides of the argument, right? In terms of you're a public figure, whether you like it or not, you are a role model, okay?
Yeah.
All the rest of it.
Wrongly or rightly.
On the flip side, so you just shouldn't be doing. You're a professional athlete. You just shouldn't be doing it, right?
Oh.
But on the flip side, you're in a private situation where you think you're safe, and there's, behind closed doors, you can pretty much do what you want, but yet there's somebody in the same room that you can't trust who gets it out. So,
and that's the issue. That's the issue. Literal. Look around. Your so-called friends are not friends, and that's what's going to get you.
But they were just random chicks anyway, from what we gathered from her insane Facebook post. What I can gather is she was invited there by a friend after she was partying. It was so funny, like reading the Facebook post, because it's like, poorly written, and she's like, I'm going to deck anyone that like talks about me. Like, it's just really Australian. Like, she did us proud, women and Australian, by the way.
I'm sending you something from Facebook while we're talking, by the way.
But super, like if you're going to do that stuff, be in like a closed group. Like, it's like, people that are, I don't know, in government or in corporate roles, everyone does whatever they want, but there are reasons why certain people are in the media and certain people aren't.
Yeah.
And he should know this isn't the first time. Like even Holmes last year, that post that he had where he
But I mean, how stupid do you have to be to post yourself with a bag of white powder?
Look,
like seriously.
And we're talking about Holmes, and he's not the most intelligent cab off the rank. But look,
lovely.
He's we've moved on with that, and like I said, you know what? This is the thing about Latrell. Now he's getting into his late 20s, and you can't rely on your natural talent or your youth anymore, where you can party all night, turn up, and be the best player on the field. So everything will catch up. Now, he's lucky. He's so lucky he's getting Supercoach. He's so lucky next year, and Supercoach will have him sort of on the straight and narrow, and he might redeem his career a bit. He's so lucky. Because you know what? It's really simple, because he doesn't realise that he's in a privileged position, because he was picked out as a 14-year-older and put into a system. So he doesn't know what life's all about. And I'm assuming when he finishes up, he's going to have enough money to go back on his farm and pat his pigs and do whatever he does. I don't know what he does on his farm. But he should realise that he's in a privileged position. He should realise that he's a role model. I know he doesn't want to be a role model. They're not role models for me. But guess what? When a 12-year-old kid sees this, and like I said, we know what goes on. We don't care. But I was 12 too once upon a time, and I looked up to Terry Lamb, and I looked up to Paul Langmack, and I looked up to Peter Sterling as well. And if I saw things like that at 12, at 13, I'd get shocked as well. But look, what do we do?
Speaking of role models, Tan, I just sent you something. It's poetry in motion. It's me in the Eels change room a couple of years ago in the warm-up room. But anyway, moving right along. Look, is he going to grow up or what?
No,
he's not.
No,
he's
not. But Supercoach will keep him in line until Supercoach is there.
But did you hear how Bennett was kind of like, because him and Bennett are close, and he's like, obviously I can't make comment because I'm not there yet, but he's going to do the right thing or whatever. But I don't know, like some sort of public apology, like I don't know, something, just something, not some smirk.
Just not a smart ass kind of response, right? Like just own it and get on with it,
And don't do it again.
Don't do it again.
Even in public.
Please, don't do
idiots.
it again.
Jared Warrior-Hargraves, 3-game ban which means she's laughing. Look, 3-game ban, right? Which means he's going to be back in the second week of the semis.
You know what, Tanya? There's something you want to say, so go for it. Say it. looks like you've got the.
She's a fan.
I love him.
She's a fan.
I think he's great. He's old school, but he literally came back from a 4-week ban. Yeah. And I said to Niko, I was like, he's just, because you guys were talking about it last time, like he's been suspended more, but he has awesome stats. I actually think it's 4 weeks though.
I thought it was 3. Maybe I got it wrong. But he broke the record for the most games for the Roosters, and he's had something like 30-something game suspensions as well.
Even when I was watching him play, because I watched the game, but I missed that tackle, and I watched the replay. I was watching that game going, he's going to get suspended again.
Yeah.
But he's such a good player. But he just goes like...
Would you want him to play any other way?
No way.
No way. Of course you're not.
You're going to see him on the screen a bit more.
You know what? If Roosters go on and do something in the competition, you need Jared being Jared. You need an enforcer. Okay? Yeah. And look, I agree. If you had an 18 or 19-year-old kid in the system playing like Jared, you will change him. You will change him, but you can't change a 32-year-old.
You don't want to change it. You don't want to.
Well, you got to because
they're in trouble though. Because if he's not back, and then what's his name, Swali?
Yeah,
he's off too.
Is he injured?
So they don't know if he's going to be back. He's injured.
Okay, I didn't know. But what I saw over the weekend, I think they were in second gear and they looked crystal clean. They looked fantastic. They really. I don't think they've touched the surface. I think Robbo's timed their run to perfection, and we'll talk about that later. But look, Jared's Jared, and I would have at best gave him a sin bin and 1 week, but NRL being NRL.
You know what bugs me though? If that's not Jared, if that's RCG, does he get the same kind of punishment? You know what I mean?
No, you won't.
We know that's what bothers me.
We know that.
Yeah.
It's just they're going to say, "Oh, we treat everybody equal," but you know it and I know it. It's Hargraves. He's going to cop it.
Well, it's like Latrell. Not to go back to it, but treat everyone equal, but they don't.
Latrell doesn't get treated like Jared.
No.
Jared gets. Latrell gets let off with murder. That's. I had my say halfway through the year about that, and
that was a pretty popular TikTok video.
Very popular, and I hope you haven't gone back to listen to that, Tanya. Don't go back.
George doesn't mind creating a bit of controversy now and then.
I actually didn't try to. I just spoke my mind. But anyway,
so they love him down there in Sydney.
Do they?
I think Jared. Don't they?
Oh, Jared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about Latrell. Yeah, Jared. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the Dolphins. So they were sitting in the top 4 when Supercoach announced that he's signing with the Bunnies. Now I think they've won like 3 out of 12 or something. Now, regardless of what you hear, I can't see Wayne Bennett devoting any of his time to South other than outside of his normal working hours. He's probably doing some recon or whatever. But obviously there's been an impact, right? Like to some degree. I mean, the performances.
Well, this was exactly the same as last year. So I question if this was the Dolphins. This is the Dolphins. I mean,
it was for the first half of the season.
Let's look at that last year and this year, they were, I think, top 4.
I don't think last year they were top 4.
Well, this year.
No, they were top 8.
Yeah. This year they were top 4, weren't they, for the first half of the season? Yeah. And they've dropped off now.
Pretty much from when Bennett announced he was going to South, which they always knew he was leaving anyway.
Yeah, and let's get real. We know that Christian Wolf's coaching that team. Christian Wolf is the head coach, and Bennett is the figurehead. Look, for me, I see no difference to last year. If you look at the cattle, if you read the list. And the people who've been injured, don't forget, Jerry Marshall King has been gone for how long now?
Yeah, he's an important piece of that puzzle.
Flegler got injured the first game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Farnsworth.
They went through something similar last season as well. Was that Sullivan and those guys? Yeah,
and that's what I mean. And I think Katoa, he's going to be an absolute sensational player. Well, he's a 20-year-old boy who's trying to find his way in NRL. So he needed a break. So I don't see – this has got nothing to do with Bennett. this is the Dolphins, and look, they still could make the 8.
Can they turn it around, Tan?
It's hard, right? Because Dolphins, Broncos play, and whichever one wins is the one. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're looking at Dragons and stuff too, but it's out of those two. So I'm really torn. Like I said it last time, like it's how you leave, right? So Bennett, and you're right, like the minute he announced it, there's been a drop off. And I feel like I don't think they've had the same issues as the Broncos. Broncos have just been really disappointing. I think Dolphins, it's just probably been a case of just a bit of a change up. Like even Nakrima got injured on the weekend. Bostock was awesome at the beginning of the year. I don't know
Boss
what
hog.
happened.
Yeah.
Like Asako is one of my favorite hands down players, like such a clean player, no dramas at all. He's been super consistent and he's still, he's got top points as well. Did you actually see, side note, he was 29 out of 29 conversions until a few games.
Yeah, until 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like Dolphins are more deserving than Broncos. I know that's controversial.
The Broncos. So we spoke about this yesterday. So the Eels play the Dragons on Saturday. You're going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not. If the Eels beat the Dragons and the Broncos win, they're going to 8th, and they've got a better points differential than everyone around them. So I thought mathematically they were gone, but they're not. And
Same.
And just see Kevin Walters on the weekend. He said we'll be in the semis. He said we'll be there. It's not if, we'll be there.
It's just like, because Dolphins have lost their last 3 games, and Broncos, I think overall, as much as I love Broncos, I don't feel like they are deserving this year. They've been too up and down.
But you don't have to be, it's a new comp in September. It's a new competition.
Yeah.
These games, these derbies, usually, you can throw the form out the window, I think. If Bennett can do one thing, he can get a team up for one game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't write off the Dolphins. I wouldn't write them off.
No, I wouldn't write off anyone at this point.
I wouldn't write them off, and I still believe St George will make the 8. I think if they win one game, Saints, they'll be in. And look, their for and against is a little bit ugly, but I still believe one game they need to win, and they'll be in. You're right about the Broncos that don't deserve it. The issue is this: when you do make the 8, because everything steps up and intensity doesn't last for 20 minutes, intensity lasts for much of the game. If you've got any underbelly issues, if you've got any issues through the camp, if Steve's arguing with Jim or anything like that, everything gets exposed. And let me suggest to you that there might be something a little bit more than we're seeing there at the Broncos. I could be wrong. But it seems
They've had
to
a
me,
very, very disrupted year, though.
No,
Injuries and suspensions
agreed. But still, if you look at their list, that's a top 4 list for mine.
Yeah,
That's a top 4 list. Even with injuries, it's a still
I
top
had him
4
in the.
list.
Remember episode 1? I had him in. I had him in the
we said
grand
we're going to win the
final.
comp. Yeah, we said we all said we're going to win the comp.
Yeah.
But all the Cobbo stuff that's been happening, like Walshy as well. Like I reckon there's something happening that's in like with Walshy too. Reynolds hasn't really. He's been there, but he hasn't been there.
He's missed a lot too, though.
Look, there's something
happening.
The issue with the Broncos is this: there's a lot of politics. Now, they wanted Kevi Walters. All the old boys went off their rockers to get Kevi Walters. They turned around.
But he's done the job. They almost won a premiership.
Almost won a premiership.
Well, it's better than any other coach has done recently.
Well, again, I told you, I suggest that they have achieved last year. But let's put last year to bed, okay? With that list, I don't think. So you're getting me wrong. I'm not saying that Kevi's not a good coach, but what they need is a development coach. That's all I'm saying. Brad Arthur. There we go. Brad Arthur, right this moment.
But you don't think under Kevin Walters, some of those youngsters have developed into really good players?
They're playing like bastards.
At the moment, they are.
They haven't used Sailor as much as they should have.
They were at the start of the season, though. I don't know what's...
Yeah, but look, he scored on the weekend. Have you noticed that when Walsh hasn't played and they have a few different guys in, so Sailor and the other kid, they play differently.
But you're talking
Like,
about huge loss. I mean, if Walsh isn't playing, that's massive.
yeah, but then Walsh also adds that ego
Yeah, but you
as
need
well.
that. You need that. Like the best players have that arrogance, right? They have that
Actually, I
X
heard
factor.
you guys having this argument about Walshy and Oates. Then I spoke to you
Yes.
about it afterwards.
Yeah. So can I? Okay. So wait a second. Let me put my hand up. So I had a strong opinion on that. Remember we were arguing about the on-field argument between Walsh and Oates?
Yeah.
And I was very strongly opinionated in what I thought.
I changed his mind, George.
Good.
Tanya gave me a different perspective. And I went, oh, shit, I didn't think about it that way.
No.
And
Go,
so,
Tan.
yes, yeah.
Go to.
I just wanted to point that out. I wanted to give you credit for
Well,
that.
I just said to Nick, if you were doing like a speaking event or a leadership thing and two of your teammates started ripping into each other in front of the whole of the company, how'd you feel?
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen.
Okay.
I was at that game too.
It wouldn't happen. But I just looked at it as though the days when we were on the field, it used to happen all the time.
It's a different environment. And what I did say when we were having that conversation, if you see what goes on at training, if you see honestly the things they say to each other, and look, I played a very long time ago at a very low level, and the fights and the things and the banter between supposedly teammates, you wouldn't go back. If you had soft skin, you wouldn't rock up.
Look, and I said it, of all the and again, I never, I played soccer and footy and never any great level, but there were always people in the team that you got along with, and there were always the ones that you didn't.
Of course,
but the ones that you didn't, you still wanted them on the field.
Oh yeah,
because of how good they were.
Absolutely.
You needed
Yeah,
them.
but at training, it's training. It's not a Sunday 3 p.m. footy game that's televised when the children are awake.
Yeah, I know, but training used to be pretty intense.
I'd forgive it for an 8 o'clock Sunday night game or a Friday night game.
So Tanya, I listen to. You do get SEN there. SEN, the sports channel. Down here, it's basically a 24-hour rugby league channel, and a lot of coaches, players have got their own little shows. And Craig Bellamy has got a segment on SEN, and Craig said that to make the 8, you have to be a well-coached team, and you got to have a good team, yeah. And to win the comp, you got to be the tightest team in the comp.
Yeah.
In terms of friendship, in terms of so there answers your question on the Broncos.
And yeah, exactly. And I completely agree. Like, look at the Broncos years ago that won. Like, and all the guys that played there, how long they were together. Look at the Storm guys during Cameron Smith days, like Cronk days. They were all mates. Cowboys, like when JT was there. Like, look at the Storm now, and even like the Panthers, like how they are, how close they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. But there is a lot of stuff going on at Broncos, right? And it becomes, I know that they try and do a PR spin on it, but even, and I know we'll probably talk about it, but Holmes going to the Dragons, crazy. But even the PR stuff there, like, I didn't want to leave, but then what's happening? Like, if you actually read into it and you look at it from just any perspective, there's just something going on in a few of the teams at the moment that just doesn't, like Felt's going as well.
Yeah. He's 32 and he has got a great deal at Catalans. So sorry, we St. Helens. So he got a really, really good deal at St. Helens. And I'm not sure if he's pushed out. I'm not going to say I don't know the workings up there. You know what? Our media really doesn't report on the Cowboys, the Dolphins and the Broncos, not as much as you guys get it. I mean, we get the local teams. We get snippets, don't get me wrong. We know what's happening, sort of, but yous will get like really in depth of the Broncos.
I just find there's a lot of weird movements for weird reasons this year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, it's not clear.
But the issue is that someone like the Cowboys, they'll be stacked underneath, like severely stacked. And now they've got a 29, I think he's 29 years old, and he hasn't had the greatest season, and he's on $1 million. And if they say, well, we can move on homes and we can put somebody in for 300,000 and we've got 800,000 to play or 700,000 to play. And I don't know, don't quote me these numbers. I don't know for a fact, Tan.
Well, weren't they talking to Regan Campbell-Gillett to
The
go to
Dragons
Cowboys?
are. The Dragons are.
Dragons are
apparently,
going-
apparently
okay.
they're the favourites to sign him.
Okay, well, they need middles.
Yeah, right.
They need a
Because there was
middle.
an article like a month ago saying he might go to Cowboys, but they were like, but we still have Valentino.
Yeah, today I read
can't
that the
see
Dragons
that.
are the favourites.
I can't see.
And Dragons and Tigers next year. Woo.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Let's
I agree.
Yeah, let's move on. So Josh Schuster, he walked out on a huge deal at Manly, and now he signed a 1-year deal, $300,000 with the Bunnies. Can they get the best out of him?
You know what?
Is he a forward or is he a half?
He's a forward. He's
He's a
a
forward.
back row. He's an edge back rower, or he's a sweeping lock. You know what? It's super. He's going to Supercoach. That's the reason he's going.
Yeah.
Now, can Supercoach get anything out of him? Does that? Yeah, he can. But there's only one small, minute issue. Schuster has to want to work. He's not a 5'8". Forget this. Whoever's put in his head that he's a 5'8", shame on you. Shame on you. You know. I mean, there's 120 kilo, 130 kilo back row. Yeah, he's got some beautiful hands. He has, lovely, and he's blessed with them. You know, I wish I had half his skill. But guess what? Get the ball and run.
Lazy.
Yeah, he's lazy.
How's he going to go, Tan?
How's he going to go?
I don't know. Is that confirmed? 100%?
Yeah. It's a 1-year deal with South.
I reckon he might go all right, but it's because the headline was that he wants to revive his NRL career, so he's only got a year to do it.
Well, I think like George said, under Bennett, right, he'll just strip everything back,
Hopefully.
make it real simple for him. This is what you need to do. Fitness, you're going to play in the back row on the edge or whatever, and just,
So
hard carries.
yeah. So it's really hard. So when Wayne says something to you, you'll listen. And there's some players, Latrell, Schuster, which, they need that type of aura for them to listen. I don't think too many coaches will get the best out of Latrell or Schuster. But you know what? Because it's Supercoach, I believe that we'll see something from him. Now, is he going to reach his potential? I don't know. Because we've never really seen his potential. We've seen glimpses of 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, Nicola, but have we really seen what he's got for us? Not really.
We'll see next year.
Absolutely
right?
we will, yeah. Absolutely we will.
Interestingly, Volandis has confirmed that the NRL are going to conduct a major end-of-season review on the football department, which includes the bunker.
Yeah, right. Here
Yes.
we go.
Thoughts?
My biggest...
I want to go into the bunker.
Go, T.
I'm gonna be in the bunker.
Well, how?
I don't know. I'm just gonna make it happen. I said to Nick, I'm gonna pop in whenever I feel like it. I'll be like, Cleary, don't like your chin.
I told George, I won't go into detail, but I told George about the no chin, no win. That was brilliant.
That was so funny. No, I think they need to do a review. Like a lot of coaches in the last few games have been blowing up about the ref calls.
Yeah.
And even the bunker calls. Like
Look at what happened over the weekend. You had the two Manly players binned for headshots, and no offense, George, but Steve Crichton.
Oh, should have went.
Why didn't he?
hate.
The bunker said it was okay. The bunker was to be. I don't even blame the referee on this one. It's
not. Once it goes upstairs, it's not the ref.
Yeah, it's the bunker.
No.
You know what? I've never liked it. They're the bane of Artie's and mine existence. This bunker. And what they've actually done is this: they've taken so much power away from the referees. They've actually demasculated them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I mean about that is, do you remember?
They've demasculated Belinda Sharp.
Well, forget the Belinda. Belinda's
No, you're missing the point.
Oh no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Bill Harrigan. Now, imagine Bill. Imagine Bill. I know. I agree with you. But imagine Bill. Yeah, but he was the best referee.
Oh, he was, but I can't handle him.
Imagine Bill these days. He wouldn't be the referee that he would be.
Yeah.
So this is what happens on field. Who's in control of the game? Who's in control of the game? The referee or the players?
Well, the ref.
The ref. Okay. So there's this power struggle. The referee thinks he's in control, and the players do everything to take the control away from him.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's what they do. That's their job. They get trained, they get coached to sit right on the line, to push the limit, okay? And the referee tries to go in with penalties. That's the only thing he's got, okay? Back in the days, they used to do it with their mouths, but they can't do that because they're all mic'd up now, okay? So they've taken a big chunk of their power away from them, okay? So there's this power struggle for 80 minutes, okay? And we're hoping, we're thinking, we've put a bunker in to give him more power. We haven't. We've stripped him away from power, and look what we've got. We've got a mess. Now, Volandis is going to have a summit. There's only one small, minute...
I love that word.
Well, there's one small issue.
What?
He's going to have coaches in there, yeah?
Which ones?
Oh,
How do you determine which ones?
Well, I don't know, but he's going to have one coach, isn't he?
Bennett?
I don't know. He's going to have one coach there?
I don't know.
Bellamy and Ricky Stewart and Des.
He's going to get all the big coaches. Yes, that's what I say. Now, what are the chances of these coaches not pushing their own barrel?
Of course. Come on.
What are the chances? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Valandis. Yeah, we should do that.
I've been arguing, Taina, that like forward pass technology, right? It came out long before we were born. It's called television. Because when we watch TV, we can see them. I don't understand why no one else can.
But even, in like because I've been getting into the EPL, not going to talk about it here, but even their cameras, like it's amazing. You can, and how they track everything.
Yeah.
Surely the NRL can do that.
I know. The referee runs to the sideline, watches the replay.
I actually saw something. Sorry, Tan, for cutting. I actually saw something, and you guys have told me, but I haven't seen it working. It was a video call. The referee went to the sideline.
I've told you that. Runs to the sideline, looks at the replay, and makes a call.
I actually haven't seen that. What? That's it. You don't need a bunker.
No, that's what I said.
You don't need a bunker. You just need a TV on the sideline and let the referee make the call.
If you were going to keep the bunker in, at what point would you use them then?
Never.
I'd use them. Yeah, I mean,
useless.
It shouldn't take 3 minutes.
Challenge.
The worst feeling at being at a game. The worst feeling for me about being at a game is that your team scores a try, you celebrate. 3 minutes later, the referee goes like this, which means it's going to be disallowed, and that takes another 2 minutes. Disallowed. It just deflates everything. Now, when my team scores, I don't even celebrate. I wait for the replay to look for reasons why it'll be disallowed.
So we're trying to find reasons to disallow tries now. We're looking, and you know what? When we go super slow-mo, well, I can find you in one set of 6. I'll find you 6 reasons why that set should be pulled up if you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the games. I would have been talking to you, Nick, either last week, just gone, or the week before, and some of the tries that were allowed or disallowed, absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely, yeah, I hear you.
I never thought about the bunker being like mummy to the refs, so like you're in trouble.
That's what they are. And they rely on them now, and And the issue is it's okay because I don't have to make a call. No worries, I don't have to make a call.
Exactly.
I hope the refs aren't getting paid as much then.
So guys, when we look at the top 8, who's going to make it and who isn't with 2 games to go?
You know what? I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, Newcastle is in the box seat. How is Newcastle in the box seat? Apparently they've got 2 easy games in Nicola, and their 4 against is okay-ish. So I still say St George. They're going to jag 1 win, and it's going to be
enough. So St George are in 8th. The Broncos are 9th.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Knights. The Knights 4 and against. The Broncos have the best 4 and against.
Yeah, of course they have. Of course.
Yeah.
The Dolphins 4 and against is 50 points better than the Knights.
Okay.
So I think it'll be the Broncos. I think the Dragons will drop out and it'll be the Broncos.
So the Broncos got to win 2 games. The Broncos have got to win 2 games.
Who are they playing? We'll get there, but who are they playing this week?
They're playing this week. They're playing the Dolphins, and next week they're playing the Storm.
Yeah,
well, the Storm are going to rest players, right? Next week? They're going to rest them this week. I don't know about next week.
It's still a good. Yeah, they're resting 11 this week.
They might not need to win next week, though, because it depends on what the Dragons and Dolphins do as well, and Knights.
I honestly believe, Knights are going to win 2 games because they've got...
So the question is, who's going to finish in 8th spot?
I say St George.
I say Brisbane. Tan? Honestly.
anything can happen though in terms of injuries. So I would hope Brisbane, but the Dragons have only gone up. Do you know what I mean? They've only just increased.
But they've got that horror story in them, haven't they? From week to week, the Dragons. Like when they're bad, they're terrible. They're,
terrible.
30, 40, 50 point bad.
They're terrible. They're bad on the weekend, yeah.
Yeah, because what they do, who rested? Oh, no. Yeah, last week wasn't ideal.
No. I think
Yeah,
Brisbane.
I'm going Broncos.
I think Brisbane.
You know, we say the Dolphins are dying off, but they didn't write them off this week. I'm telling you now.
No, you never write them off.
They
I think Brisbane have got more to play for, and I think they've got a more experienced team.
Experience, yes.
And Suncorp is kind of like their home ground because it's not big enough in Redcliffe. So it's treated as, and it's a very even split in terms of fan base.
Yeah.
They play really well. Bennett's used to that ground. Like,
are you going to be there?
I was thinking about this 8 o'clock.
What night is it?
Friday.
Friday night? Oh, good. It'll happen early. Well, look, whoever wins gets a life. Whoever loses,
well, a lot of it depends on Saturday too.
What's that? Saturday?
Eagles Dragons.
Look, if
the Dragons win, they stay 2 points in front.
Yeah. If St George, no disrespect now, if St George, everything in front of them,
they should win.
Don't go to Parramatta with a positive mindset and get the job. And no disrespect to Parramatta because they've been playing well.
It's irrelevant.
They should
get to that.
They should go and get the job done. If they can't, if they don't win. Of course, not the Dragons or the Dolphins or the Knights are in. Yeah.
Is it true what you told me that Peter V'landys wants to get rid of the sledging in the game?
Yes, in his weekly article. Now, I have no idea how he's going to do this. But Taina, did you hear this? Somehow he wants to get rid of my favourite part of the game, the sledging. Now, where are we? What does he want? I don't understand. What does Peter want? Because what he's getting or what he's trying. Well, yeah. He's taking us to places. I mean, he's got if you clip the head, you're on report and you're doing 10. Okay, you can't touch the head. If it looks dangerous, not if it is dangerous. If it looks like it's a hard tackle and it's dangerous, well, you're on report and you're getting 10. Okay, well, I don't know. What are we watching?
Oh.
What game are we watching here?
Some of the 10s that were called last week and the round before, I didn't even see what they were for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there were a couple of guys off, I think, for the Cowboys game, another one, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. It's getting pretty soft, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing, what Peter doesn't understand, and I'm not saying cheap shots. I'm not saying elbows in the face, but we watch the game, or the people who watch the game, we're in a certain mindset. Random people will watch big games, State of Origins, Grand Finals, you know what I mean? But week to week, there's this hardcore rusted-on fan. You, me, Nicola.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we love the physicality. And these people who play the game, these kids who play the game, because I'll say it again, they love the physicality, because if they didn't, they're going to play soccer because they're very athletic. They'll go and play volleyball. I don't know what they'll play. AFL. Yeah. Mind you, AFL is hard as well.
For me, I like the physicality of like hardcore, tackles, like really good ones, But I don't know what game it was, Niko, we were watching, we were chatting, and I called him a grub, and he scored a try. No, he landed, and then old mate elbowed him.
Lomax. It was the St George game.
Yeah.
Not Lomax, but the guy who
I was going to say Lomax
was now. No, he was the guy getting his face rubbed into the ground.
Yeah, but it's like that kind of stuff. Like, come on, I'm all for a decent tackle. You know what I mean? But it's the Nick, am I looking at this right? Eels haven't played Dragons this year. That's not right.
No, I thought we had.
Oh, have you?
I can't remember.
I don't think you guys have, because I was trying to check to see.
I think it's the first meeting.
All I know is I use this laptop every day, and it's blue screen twice tonight already.
So what does that mean? It's dropped out?
It means I'm going to have to wing it, but it's all right.
Oh, really?
I got my phone.
Can't get them up.
They haven't played.
It's their first meeting, I think.
Is that normal?
Yeah. So the comp plays 1.5 times.
Yeah, right.
The other question
We
is,
don't know how they're going to go against each other, really.
No.
well, again, if they're playing,
We're talking about the top 8.
yeah, but if they're playing for their season, Tanya, you'd like to think that they're going to come with plenty of purpose, plenty of emotion, and give it a red hot dig. And if they can get Parramatta, I feel if they can get Parramatta in an 80-minute grind, they'll probably chances are they'll win.
So we're talking tail end of Dragons and Eels haven't played before.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting this week.
Will be. Definitely. Go
on.
Eels. No. I actually want to see the Broncos make the 8, so I'd be happy for the Eels to win for that reason. Yeah. Let's move into the round that was.
No.
So the first game, the West Tigers 34 points to 26 over Manly. I don't know if anyone tipped this. I know I didn't. I got this tip and the South tip wrong, which has cost me dearly. What did you guys think?
I got first try scorer for most of the games, as you know, Nick.
She gets first try scorer.
How?
Oh, no. And she tells me before, so it's not bullshit, right?
Yeah.
This woman is a freak, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
So you worked out the Saab was going to score the first try?
She gets first try scorer in almost every game.
But I will tell you.
Almost every game.
What a game. What a sight. For Thursday night, Nicola, Leichhardt Oval was jamming. And Seagulls started like a house on fire. They looked like a top 4 team from the start of it. But I don't know, back end of the first half, I saw some signs. You know what, this West Tigers team, they won't go away.
Yeah.
You got to beat them. You still got to beat them. And look, there's been times that they have rolled over, or it looked like they've rolled over, but they just kept on fighting. And let me tell you, there was, I think the commentator said there was 6 under 18s, under 19s in this team, and that's what I suggest Benji should do.
There's a lot of young talent there.
Yeah, that's what I suggest Benji should do. Just keep on putting these youngsters in and giving them a taste.
Did you see this one, Tam?
No, I missed it. What was I doing on Thursday? I missed it, but I agree, right? And I was saying this to Nick. Next year, well, I even said it before, Tigers, it's going to be a team to watch.
Very different team.
I think so. Look, the 3 sin bins, Nicola, surely helped.
Yeah,
surely
and Luke
helped.
Brooks didn't have a happy homecoming.
Luke Brooks did not have a happy homecoming, Nicola. I want to point out, I try not, because he's such a young man, and sometimes we see one good or half a good season, and they drop off. Galvin looks real.
Yeah,
for an 18-year-old kid to do what he's doing, to have the awareness of going to space and putting others in space and copying the hit and going deep into the line. It reminds me, now I'm going to say it, the style reminds me of JT at 19, you know what I mean? Again, he's no JT.
Well, not yet. It's his first season.
Yeah. Look, Stefano looked like a $1 million player. Nicola, funny when that happens.
What does this tell us?
I enjoyed the game.
What does it tell us about Manly, though?
This is the issue, and can I jump in, Tanya? What I said before, I thought they were flying.
Yeah.
I thought the professor had found a style which was a hybrid, because he tried a power game early in the year, it didn't work. Then he tried to work the edges, it didn't sort of work. But back half of the year, he's done a mishmash, and on paper they're a very good team. But this game tells me that there's an issue there. There's a soft underbelly. And in a semi-final series, in a semi-final race where everything lifts, they will get found out.
Yeah,
I actually expected them, and I thought they might have been a top 4 team, but I've written them off now. I've written them off, Tanya.
Yeah, I agree. Like Eagles, they were so good beginning of the year. Like, I don't know. Because Garrick was playing, because I missed it. He was playing, wasn't he?
Yep.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. No, he was playing.
He was off for a period of time. But just something has happened since Origin to that team.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, but Tigers, like, they're going to be really good next year. It's just...
Tommy was on fire, Nicola. Tommy brought him back basically from the death back into that game, and they still had a chance to win. some passes astray, but
Yeah.
Tommy was just carving up. He had spiderwebs at the end, but.
Well-
But you know what? West on a Thursday night, which is always dangerous going to Thursday night at Leichhardt Oval, they lifted and they won the game. And again, it says more about Manly than the Tigers, I think. But the Tigers have got a great future.
Bulldogs 34 points to 18 over the Warriors. Tanya, I know what you're going to say because you said it on the night, right? It was raining.
Well, yeah. See?
Yes.
So I would have thought you'd be real happy about this one, George.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
was sad for Sean Johnson, though. It was his last game. You guys
Yeah.
could have given him a win.
What can you tell us, George?
The Sean Johnson Stadium, Nicola, full house. The only team the only NRL team to have every game full house. Nicola, the Warriors started like a house on fire. Very emotional night. Johnson came out with tears in his eyes, basically. The whole team were charged up, and I want everybody to focus on the first 20 minutes. The Warriors came out charged up, emotionally driven, and started going into Bulldogs' middle, where I always say that there's issues. They shot off to a 12-0 lead. Now, the game came back because you can't play 80 minutes of emotion, and then Canterbury just stuck to their structures, and the Warriors became the old Warriors again, and we had a score of 34-18. But that first 20 minutes tells me that my suggestion that in the semi-final series, maybe their soft underbelly or their middle, they will get exposed. I still believe in that, despite how well they're tackling, despite the structure, how they play in terms of playing edges or playing edges left, right, drain, left, right. It's ingenious. It's an ingenious style of play.
Dogs have done well, though. They're almost like, not comparatively to Tigers, but I mean in terms of the persistence.
Oh, it's ingenious. I'm going to call it. I had my doubts about Ciro, but this can't be all Gus. The style that they're playing. If you told me when I look at this pack and you told me that this pack's going to be a top 8 team, I'd say I'll laugh at you. I'll just get my force to go bang, 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 bye, bye. But guess what? Everyone tries to go bang, 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 and no one succeeds. So look, give him credit, but I think when the stakes are lifted, I think they'll be caught out. But on that night, they spoiled the party, unfortunately. They weren't at their very best. But they did enough to win. Warriors need a good off season. They got to pick their number 7 because chasing points. Sean, love him, but even on the night, he wasn't at his wasn't at his best.
They got to play with no rain.
So I was about to say, Taina was right about the rain.
It always rains.
Wait a second. This court, blame it on the rain.
So what are you suggesting, that Bulldogs play well in the rain?
No, the Warriors don't. She told us that a month ago.
But that's right. But but in New Zealand, it's always raining. But they always lose.
There's some games that they play well.
So
when it's not raining, we'll go back to the weather report.
Yeah. Anyway, George, you've got to be happy with the result, right?
I'm happy. It was at the first 20 minutes. It was I didn't think we'd get a victory, so it was an unexpected victory. And don't forget, half time it was 18-6 Warriors way. So we went in the change room down, and when they came out, Warriors didn't score 1 point. So. Look, it was great, and I think that people like Carraz, Burton, we're going to miss Crichton, and even Toby. What's happening there, Niko?
I don't know.
And
My laptop keeps blue screen.
And even Toby.
I'm winging it.
Even Toby Sexton, which everybody had doubts in it. I'd work with the kid. I think there's a big upside to Toby. But it was good. We got a victory.
Let's talk about the next game. This is the one I want to talk about.
John.
The Broncos and the Eels. Tanya rang me on Friday morning, and what'd you say? You go, we enemies or we friends or what?
I just need to confirm. And then, we were being so kind to each other.
We actually weren't giving shit to each other. But there's one thing I want to say. There's one thing I want to point out. And Tanya, I want you to be honest. Say the truth, right? During this game, what did I say to you? Not only when Parrot was winning 16-0, but even before that. What did I say to you?
Oh, yeah, well, we said many things.
No,
but
what did I say about how I've seen this movie, I know how it ends?
Yes. Yeah, it was
True or
after I
not?
said to you that Dad was really pissed off at the last try.
Tanya's
when we
dad
were
was really
chatting.
pissed off when Parrot scored, yeah.
Yeah.
But what did
Yeah,
I,
well, yeah.
did I tell
but
you it was
I
going to collapse
also-
or what?
Yeah. Oh,
True
yeah.
or not?
Again, I'm being, I think when we were fixing the computer, George was saying like, Artie's the type of guy that we have blinkers on, right? He's got blinkers on with
Yeah.
dragons and stuff, and we all do. But I was saying like with Broncos, I think holding so much stock, but then seeing that they could be so much better, I'm harder on them as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, I don't have blinkers on when it comes to them. So I wasn't, and given how they've been playing, I wasn't 100% that they would win. I actually was messaging because JT was commentating and I said to him, because I said, congrats on Hall of Fame and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, thanks. He's like, I'm commentating. And I was like, yeah, well, if they don't play, I'm just going to chuck a jersey on at halftime and run out. And he was like, go easy. He's like, they got it done. Like in the end, he said they got it done. But, at the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, it's just the same shit that's happening. Like they're making mistakes. And stuff.
Again, what did I say to you when that was happening? It was 16-0.
Yeah.
I said, don't worry about it. It's coming. Wait for it. Wait for
You
it.
shouldn't have said. We should have just been hating on each other. But we
No,
didn't.
but I was saying the truth because, like I said, I've seen this movie. I know how it ends, and it played out exactly how I told you it was going to play out.
The thing is, whenever I watch an Eels game, I don't know if you got this game, George, or even the one previous week. When Gutho goes to convert, I have to look away. It is so, like he did all right. What did he do?
What did he do?
4 out of 5.
No, he's had some shockers with the boot. Come on.
Who else can
Yeah,
keep?
but-
But
It's so bad. Like not last week, the week before, and it was just I was like, I could have done better than that. Look, it was a good game. I'm glad Sailor got a try in. Actually, Manny, my eldest, thought that he would score a try. Who was like an absolute beast though? Sevo. It was like
Yeah, rocks and diamonds with that guy though.
yeah, but I was like, you're going to get sent off at some point.
Look, I was happy. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm never happy losing, but I was happy for Tan because at least she got the win. She was smiling, so that's all that matters. But bloody shocking. Like even at 16-0, like all my friends
you
were.
knew, eh?
I knew, like you had Buzz and Mark and Steve-O and those guys. They texted me, it's in the bag. I'm going, man, I've seen this movie. I know how it ends. That's what I was saying to Tanya. Just wait for it. And then next thing you know, bang, 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 it just played out. Boom.
At least it was only by 6 though. Like there's been some shocking.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So, yeah. But congratulations again on the win.
You. The most exciting game of the round though was the next one.
The next one, no chin, no win. The Raiders, 22 points to 18 over the Panthers in Canberra. Did anyone see this one coming?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you got the first try scorer in this one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Literally every game.
No.
I'm telling you.
You got Savage.
I can prove it.
Yeah, no.
I've got the text to prove it.
I believe
Because you got to think too, this time of year is when the lower teams are trying to bring the top teams down, right?
Yeah.
And I just have this deep-seated hate for the Panthers too. But look, they played at home ground. Canberra always plays really well at home. They've got their little clap thing that they're doing. It was old mate's last game, captain as well.
Yeah, Whitehead, was it?
Yeah.
Clearly did better than Sean Johnson, but his team did better for him. But there's all these things that were coming into play, right? No chin, no win as well.
Chin, no win. No chin, no win. Yeah,
I
you're right.
I have to admit, I laughed out loud when I read that.
Well, you're right.
I was driving and I had my phone, but I had it listening over KO in the car, and I screamed because I had the last 5 minutes. So I was like, so good because I love the Raiders. First jersey I ever wore.
Oh, really?
When we lived in there. Yeah,
Okay,
I was like 5 years old.
On that comment, that chin, no win, that was evident in the last 5-8 minutes when they were chasing points, Nicola. They looked at shambles. They didn't know where to go left, right. They tried to fall into their structures. You can see their structures going around them, but they didn't have their orchestrator.
Yeah.
So they got to do some homework because they're not going to have Nathan for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Jermaine can do it because we've seen him do it. Look, passion, more want, more need. When a group of guys get together and they want something really, really bad, and the opposition have had it many a times, they know how it tastes, but they're not willing to fight for it. That's what happens. The only thing that kept them in this game, the Penrith Panthers, is their structures. They kept on falling just automatically back into structures. The only thing that kept them into the game, because I saw no desire,
Yeah.
I saw no want, and if they don't fix that, there'll be no four-peat. There'll be no four-peat.
Do you think they just didn't care as much because they're kind of secure, Panthers? Like, is that a bit of an attitude?
You know,
They did do the same thing last season, from what I remember, around this time.
You know, Taina, you know what I think? I think it's 16 players gone from the grand final, from the first grand final they've had, and 8 of them were internationals. When you go that deep into your squad or into your youngsters, this is bound to happen. Now, they're lucky they're top 4. I think they're still top 4. They're lucky they're top 4. You can say we see their kids and we think, oh, they're great. They are great, but they're kids. They're only kids still, and sure, they're still your Luais and you're still Nathans and your Tahas, but have a really good look at the list anymore and tell me it was as good as last year, the year before. So, and then when you keep on winning rings, well, you've got 3 already.
But you got to think too. So that I was talking to Nick about this. So they've got the biggest losses this year. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people leaving from the team
again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, are they getting to the point where they're almost preserving themselves for the new team? You know,
I don't think so.
I would throw everything into winning it this year.
Yeah,
if it were me, but
look, Penrith Panthers are in the business of winning competitions. There's a few teams.
I think Storm will win this year.
I reckon the Roosters.
There's a few clubs, Tanya, Storm, Roosters, Panthers now, which when pre-season starts, they don't talk about let's make the 8. They don't talk about let's make the 4. How do we win the comp? That's the mentality. You got the Tigers thinking, how can we get off the bottom? You got the Bulldogs, how can we improve and make the 8? So there's a few of these teams which, like I said, Roosters every year, doesn't matter if they came last year, how do we win the comp? So that's what
the next one was ouch. The Storm 48 points to 6 over the Dolphins.
I don't know what happened. That was brutal.
That was brutal. The Storm at their rampaging best. Are they back to full strength now?
Close.
Yeah.
That's it. This is probably the best I'll get, and they're all getting rested this week. It looked like it was a training run for them, Nicola. I won't lie. I was a little bit disappointed in the Dolphins. I thought they might give him a red hot run. What do we see? We're seeing a team coming into a high period. They led the competition most of the year, if I'm not wrong. So they're the minor premiers for a reason. Dolphins worry me a little bit, but again, this is something we've seen last year as well. So they're a brand new squad. And if you look at their team, go through their team, you'll see that they're far away from the Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm are looking fantastic. Can they continue it on next 4 to 6 weeks? Only time will tell. But I'll say this. I think the competition winner, I think, is still well hidden. I think
the finals are going to be interesting, aren't they?
I think everything changes, and I think the competition winner, Taina, is still hidden. I don't think we've seen him yet.
Nick Meaney needs to work on his conversions. Slight thing though. Well, he only got 6 out of 9. Like pretty much everyone on the team scored. Like his main job is to convert. You know.
I think it's going to be an awesome final series this year.
Next time you watch the Storm, just watch his kicking style. I always does this like bird thing. I don't know. Storm they look like the team from 6, 8
Yeah.
years ago. Like they've got a good team.
They haven't had that look for a while, have they?
No.
No,
The eye of the
they're
tiger.
a clean. Yeah.
It's going to be a great final series, and Tanya may be joining us, obviously, if you want to, throughout the finals as well.
Yes.
Yeah, which is going to be good. And with a bit of luck, you might even be able to come and join us in person for one
Yeah, I
of
was
those.
saying, George, I want to pop down.
Come on down.
Yeah.
I want to go to the biggest New South Wales supporter pub and wear my Origin outfit.
There is, I did show you, there is a King Wally thing in the corner there.
He's my
right?
favourite all-time player.
Yeah, I love
Wally's
Wally.
my favourite player by far.
Of course, we'll make sure the boy wonders here, so we don't have all the
Yeah.
problems that we're running into tonight.
Bring back the boy wonder.
All right.
Yeah, next game. I was surprised by this.
Yeah, the Roosters. What were you surprised by?
Well, I'm talking about Rabbitohs Knights.
Oh, sorry, I went too far ahead. Yeah, you're right. I got this one wrong. I tipped Souths,
Yeah.
and I was the only one who did. Everyone else tipped Newcastle. 36
first
points to
try,
16. Sorry,
I got first try, scorer.
she did. Yeah, I know. Was it?
How do you work out Fletcher Sharp's going to score? The
She
first?
said, "I can show you. I can
How
prove it
did
to
you?
you."
Yeah, I believe you, but how could you work out
I go
Fletcher
deep
Sharp?
into,
You wouldn't even know
when he
who
scored.
Fletcher Sharp looks like. I don't know how he looks like. Fletcher Sharp.
How often he scored, what games he scored.
Yeah, he's
playing. I go right into it.
good girl. I don't even go. I just pick it randomly off the head.
And how good the two guys are playing each other, the brothers.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah, because I tipped Gagai as the first try scorer because they gave me 2 chances of getting it.
I didn't realise that. Yeah, good.
It was nice. It was nice that they were playing each other. I kept getting Taina Milne confused with Baby Gagai.
No.
Can I
going
interrupt
up
for a second? Can I interrupt for a second? George, look.
Yep.
Who you got for first try scorer in South Knights? I'm saying Gagai. That gives me 2 chances.
Yeah.
Sharp. And then closely followed by told ya.
We only took 6 minutes.
See?
If I'm not wrong, I think you only took about 6 or 7 minutes.
Jeez.
Niko, this was a hard watch. I actually went to my father's home and watched it with Dad, it was just a hard watch. I think Souths. It's hard to say. I don't think they've put the kill in the rack. Yeah, they have. They've put the kill in the rack. They were inept. They weren't good at all. As I say, my famous line, just not a team not very good at rugby league. I want to give flowers to Jack White, and he gave it.
He played pretty well, yeah.
He gave it a real go, Jack White, and then this Jai Gray. You know what? I don't know what Super Cage got to do, but he's got to be in and around that squad because he's down. I know he's small, and I know he'll probably miss tackles if he's in the first line, but he's a good kid. So I'd really like to see him. The team and you know what, Cameron Murray, for the captain and leader he is, Sin Bin.
Did he get suspended for that?
He's going to get suspended. I think he's going to get a week. You know what, it's pretty soft, but we know the consequences now. Again, I thought it wasn't.
It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, yeah. But again, in real time, and when you're on the field, maybe there's a lot of I just on the Knights, obviously they scored 36 points, and maybe they found their halves. They've been mucking around, chopping and changing with no consistency all year, and it looks that way. All their games look like they're a big mishmash. But who knows? Maybe Crossland and Cogger, they found their men, Nicola.
Yeah.
And in terms of Ponga, you know, when I see Kalen, what I want to see is quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
I want him touching the ball 6 times, but that's 6 times to be devastating. I really don't want him running dirty balls. I don't want him charging the drain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guess what happened this time? This week or last week? He got the ball all on outside shoulders. The kid is exciting. So he's carving. He's the closest thing to Reece Walsh. He can carving absolutely up. So that's what I want to see. Fletcher Sharp again. Tanya's guy. He keeps on impressing, and his forward pack's hard working forward. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to make the 8. I don't know where they're going next year because I don't believe they'll make the 8. But I've heard that there's some issues in the dressing room as well. So let's watch this space. But they scored 36 points, Nicola, and Souths are just inept.
What about the next one? Roosters 48, Gold Coast 22. Pretty predictable.
Taina, you're a Titans.
These games are boring when it's like this. Like even the Dolphins Storm one, it's just boring. Like I'm just like, the Knights Rabbitohs one. There's a fair bit of biffing because gay guy, I love him, he's one of my favorites. But Roosters and Titans, and it was a blow for the Titans too because they've actually been doing all right. Like I think. Oh, side note in this game, so Campiero, I think he's beaten a record. He has had 47 games, and he's had 44 games, and he's scored like 47 tries.
Wow.
Yeah, she's right. He's a record.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is absolutely brilliant, someone to watch. But they actually mentioned that he outdid some other player. He broke a record in this game because what did he score? 3 tries. I don't know. Again, there's a fair few biffs in this one too.
Handbags at 10 paces.
Yeah, I just when it's like this, like it wasn't as bad as obviously the Dolphins Storm game, but I don't know. Roosters are just they're something else at the moment.
There, right? Yeah. I saw them the week before, and I actually didn't see them because I spent most of the time at the bar, but that was painful.
Nicola, if I can jump in, I was at the Titans home ground 2 weeks ago, as you know. Loved it. Loved the atmosphere.
You liked it, yeah.
I loved it. What I found interesting, I'm always in and around New South Wales crowds, but this time I was in and around a Queensland crowd, and the narrative and the talk was completely different, which interested me. And I played the Queenslander as well. Of course I did. I'm a massive Desi fan, so I really want the Titans and Des Hasler to do well. And you know what? They've improved out of sight this year, and they might have having a bit of a lull at the moment back end of the year, but I believe next year they'll come back stronger. And I'm gonna if I'll say it now, next year they'll make the 8. Nicola, AJ Brinson is not a centre. We found that out now. He's not a centre. He's
injured now.
I think he's injured again. But last week he played in the centres, and I'll tell you now, Desi's got to do something, and he's got an embarrassment of riches because Kenny, Piera, Kelly, Jojo Fafita, Brimson, Campbell. He's got a wealth of talent. He's got to fit them all in. I don't know how. I don't know where. And don't forget Tino's coming back into this team.
Yeah.
But let's go to the Roosters. They didn't get out of first gear, Nicola.
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to get out of first gear, and they looked sensational. They looked brilliant. All I'm going to say about
Rory Hargraves for 11 minutes.
Well, look, this is something that happens always.
You said that too, right? You go like first 10 minutes, boom, he's gone.
Yeah, well, there's always an issue. There's always an issue with Jared. You might not get him for 10, but the minutes that he's on, he's sensational. This team didn't get out of first gear, and they're scary.
Yeah,
they're scary, and maybe Robbo has got his timing right. Maybe.
In the last game of the round, the Sharks 38 points to 10 over the Dragons at Wynn Stadium. Love Wynn Stadium on a sunny afternoon.
Beautiful.
Oh, God, it's so nice. That's where I want to go.
Yeah. You haven't been?
You've never been to Wynn? You've never been to Wynn?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Probably actually when I was years ago, teens. It's beautiful.
They closed the pie shop outside.
Across the road, yeah. I can't believe it.
I know.
I can't believe it.
Let's get our priorities straight, right?
Yeah.
They closed the pie shop, if you can believe that. I actually tipped the Dragons in this game.
Did you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Very disappointing. Which is why they might bounce back this week, because they've kind of got that hot and cold thing about them.
I think they will bounce back this week. Tanya, what do you got on this one? Because I've got something on this one.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. I actually didn't get first try scorer. I had Stone Street down.
So sure, yeah.
He scored 2 tries, so I'm taking it. But no, like it was a good game. Sharks are so grubby. You know what I mean? Like they're just so
Yeah.
play the game. Like be grubby, whatever, but just and then don't throw your hands up when you get called out on it too. Like it's like, come on. But I was surprised. I thought it would have been closer score. I didn't, or closer points
I agree.
difference, but I didn't think it was going to be a blowout like that.
I agree. Nicola, the Sharks are looking every bit a top 4 team the last couple of weeks. We question them, and Niko's your take on them that their season
I
starts.
said it at the start of the year.
No.
Cronulla's season starts in September.
Absolutely,
They're
it does.
0-4 in finals games in Fitzgibbon's reign in the last 2 years.
Absolutely.
So until September.
Aware. And I think they're aware, but right this moment, they look every bit a top 4 team. Nicola, they come out, lots of energy, very high speed, very aggressive, and they keep it up for 80 minutes. This Carl Iro.
Sorry, Tanya, that's who we were talking about. It was Cronulla. When you're talking about rubbing Lomax's head into the ground, remember?
Carl Iro did it?
Oh, yeah.
It was Cronulla.
Yeah,
it was the
that's
Sharks.
what it was.
We were talking about the grubby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, look, that's probably part of their bag. I'm not sure, but they're very aggressive. This Carl Iro just keeps on impressing me, Nicola.
Yeah.
How he was in Reggie's at the start of the year, he's got me buggered. I'm gonna call something now. I haven't heard anyone say this. I'm gonna do it. Braden Trindle's playing really good at number 7, and he's a genuine 7.
Niko should stay out.
Daniel Atkinson, for a young man, is a genuine 6. He's a footballer, and right at the moment, they're playing sensational.
Yeah.
With Niko in the team, they haven't reached this height. But wait a minute, I agree that Niko has got to be in this team. Okay, now remind me again, when he was playing for the Storm, where was he playing, Niko?
Fullback.
And let's look. You know what? William Kennedy is playing outstanding, but Niko's got to be in this team. And I really, if I was a coach, I would not want to move Atkinson or Trindle. Why doesn't he put him at fullback?
When's he back? Is he back this week?
Next week.
He's listed, but he's back next week.
I don't think he's going to play this week.
Look, you know what? He's going to put him straight into the halves again. But the only problem when that happens is when Niko goes, the ball goes. He's ball dominant. He's ball heavy. And then all they do is shuffle the defence to one side of the ruck. It's too obvious. It's too open. Now, I don't believe at this time of the year Fitz is going to change anything. But you know what? Niko is a great fullback. We saw that and he can be free. He doesn't have to control anything. All he have to do is pick his times and run. So that's just my opinion. St. George were disappointing. Tyron Sloan has got to do some work over the off season.
Poor defensive decisions. He wasn't jumping for the ball.
Look, he's obviously got talented. He's obviously talented. He's a very talented young man, but he just needs some work on the off season. I believe his coach will do it. I like Jack Bird at 5'8". I do. I like Jack Bird at 5'8". He's a big body. He's a tough body. He's a good defender. There's moments. There's seconds. There's passages that St. George were outstanding, but they got when they're good, they're very, very good. But when they're bad, they're horrid, Nicola. When they're bad, they're horrid. I just want to take my hat off to both the Couchman boys, Toby and Ryan. There's big futures in these two guys, and let's see what they do this week because their destiny's in their own hands.
And the Cowboys had the bye. Let's quickly go through the tips for the next round. Tanya, did you have anything you wanted to add to that? Sorry, by the way. No? Okay, let's run through. So kicking off Thursday, Cowboys are hosting the Storm. The Storm resting 10 players. So I'm going Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go Cowboys.
Carl Felt's last game too.
It is. Last game up there, you mean? Because have they got a bye? No, they're playing the Canterbury the last game.
No, I think it's the last. It's the last home game.
Yeah, so they're playing Canterbury down here the last game, I think.
I'm so
So
sad
that's
about
his
him.
last game. But he's playing a semi-final series as well. But yeah, playing at home, that's their last game. His last game. How many years has he been playing for the Cowboys? 12?
Yeah.
12, yeah. I'll keep
Fine.
when he goes to St Helens, Tanya. I'll keep an eye on him, but I'm sure he'll have spider webs on him. He'll be scoring tries for fun.
Amazing.
And kicking off on Friday, the Bulldogs are hosting the Seagulls. That's at Homebush. I'm going Bulldog.
Oh, dogs, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, look, I don't know what I'm going to get from the Seagulls. The Seagulls at their very best because they absolutely cleaned us up early in the year. I want to believe. I really want to believe because I'm on such a high at the moment. I'm going to go Bulldogs. But who knows? Who knows?
Friday night, Panthers at home to the Rabbitohs. I'm going Panther. Tanya's laughing.
But 100%. Is Cleary playing?
No.
No.
Nicola, yeah, I think there's the only answer here is Panthers, but we've said that before, and we've seen things happen, strange things happen.
Last week.
Yeah, strange things happen, but I'm going to go the Panthers because I think the Rabbitohs have put their queue in the rack and they're thinking about their Bali trip and their tattoos.
Yeah.
3 o'clock set. Sorry?
Their rosary bead tattoos. That we're going to have rosary beads for.
I think he'll be going with Colin Best, whatever his name is.
I picked
Bradman
Neil
Best.
Bradman Best, that's it.
Who's Colin Best?
I don't know.
That name reminds me. Anyway,
Might be an actor.
Saturday afternoon, Parramatta at home to the Dragons. I'm going Eel. I'm going Para to win this game.
Good.
And help the Broncos out.
Yeah, okay. Tanya, I assume you'll be saying the same thing.
No, I reckon Eels purely because they're playing at home. Dragons seemed a bit rattled last week. And Eels weren't that far behind Broncos. So
Last home game of the season as well.
Last home game of the season, Nicola, and the Dragons are jumping on the bus and going across town to my favourite stadium in the country, or in Sydney, definitely. Nicola, the destiny's in their own hands. They've got the team. They've got to turn up for the right attitude, play 80 minutes, and if they can win, the Dragons, they'll make the 8. All they need is one win. And I hope, I'm sorry, Nicola, but I hope they do it, and so they do it so they can put it to bed.
Yeah.
I'm going Dragons.
The next one's going to be a doozy at Suncorp Stadium. The Dolphins are the home team against the Broncos. And I'm going to go Bronco. They've got everything to play for.
T?
yeah, I'm going to go Broncos.
Nicola, the interesting thing is position 9 is playing position 10. It's at the Broncos' home ground, but somehow it's turned out to be the Dolphins' home game. As Tanya told us, it's going to be the crowd will be 50-50. It's a local derby, so throw the guide outside the window because there is no guide here. If I know something about Wayne Bennett, he can get a team up for one game.
Yeah.
One game.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get them up.
I'm actually
for one game.
Sorry?
He'll get them up for one game.
I'm torn with this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going Broncos purely wearing the jersey. You know,
Well, look,
if this game was 5 rounds ago, you would have said Dolphins fair and square.
Yeah. Look, when you look at the list,
Easily.
Tanya, there's no doubt that the Dolphins are a far better team on paper, but there's something
100%.
there's something about Wayne Bennett. He's got this he sprinkles some magic dust sometimes on his teams, and they do things which no other teams can do. I'm going to go Dolphins. I don't know why, because I think they got one game in them.
And the 7:30 game, the Sharks are at home to the Warriors. I'm going to go Shark.
T?
Is it going to be raining in Sydney?
Sorry, yeah.
I'll go.
I was just thinking.
Sorry. I'll go now. Listen, Nicola, at the prison, the Warriors will be jumping on the plane, and when they see the prison, they'll shit their pants. And the Sharks.
Prison is Shark Park, by the way.
Because if you see it on television, it's all closed in, sort of all these big buildings around. It's like a prison. And with Sharks playing the way they're playing at that rhythm, at that level, with that passion, it might be a long afternoon for the Warriors, Nicola.
2:00 Sunday, Newcastle at home to the Gold Coast Titans. I'm going for Knight.
I'm going Titans.
Titans?
And they play all right away.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty, like after a loss like that, they'll want to come back. They played away against one of it would have been Night Dragons or something, and or maybe Eagles. It's one round, and they were coming off a loss, and they won away. So I'll go Titans for that one.
Nicola, Newcastle, Sunday 2:00. What a great set-in, full house. I'm assuming everything to play for. Everything to play for. They win 2 games. They're in the 8. I'll tell you now. They win 2 games. The Knights win 2 games, and chances are they'll be in the 8. I think Desi's going to spoil the party. I'm with Taina. I think Desi's going to spoil the party. Desi can do it one game. I don't believe the Knights. I don't believe it. I've seen them. I've seen the underbelly too many times. Give me Titans.
And the last game's a crack up, potentially. The Roosters are at home to the Raiders. I've got to go Rooster, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people might think.
T?
I'm going to go Raiders. Only because I just look at Panthers game. I know it was home.
Yeah, yep.
But they go all right.
Did you say Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Allianz Stadium, Nicola, Sunday afternoon, 4:00. All the Roosters fans will be out, all 10 of them.
Can I just tell you something? From being there 2 weeks ago, that is the worst ground I've ever seen underwater.
I know.
Did you see that?
All
Tam?
the money. What happened?
What happened? I was with Perry and Andy, and I'm going, what's this shit?
What happened?
Seriously. It's a brand new stadium.
I know. I don't know how many millions it costs.
Wow.
It's we've been to Parramatta. Sorry, T. We've been to Parramatta with that rain, if not more, and it didn't flood.
Nothing like that. That was ridiculous.
I've seen Suncorp with that rain.
I've not seen any of the stadiums that bad.
I know.
That was terrible.
Even back in the day.
Was it a CFMU site?
Well, yeah. Well, that's a different conversation.
You're taking me back to my form work days there.
We're talking mafia stuff. No,
Nicole. Last week, would you guys have said the Raiders would have beaten Panthers?
Yeah, didn't I say that? Man. Didn't I say that to you on the day? No, I didn't.
No, we had a conversation, but
I was joking.
Anyone last week would have thought that the Panthers would have smoked the Raiders.
I thought they would have absolutely smoked them. Yeah, I was joking about tipping the Raiders. I didn't give the Raiders a chance in hell.
No.
I believe there's no chance in hell on Sunday at 4:00 at the Allianz Stadium, Nicola. Roosters will win. They won't get out of second gear, and they'll win for 13 plus.
And the Tigers have the bye, which means Tigers Eels next week is a game for the spoon.
Oh,
because even if Parramatta lose on Saturday, hang on, stick with me, all right. Even if Parra, she's laughing already. Even if Parra lose on Saturday, Tigers have a bye. They get 2 points ahead. If Parra beat the Tigers in the last game, they finish on the same points but with a better points differential. So the last game is a battle for the spoon, literally.
What night is it?
I can't remember, but it's at Campbelltown.
Mate,
in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
mate. If
I'll have a look now. Hang on.
If it's
it is Friday night. 6 p.m.
Oh, it's a 6 o'clock game. I was going to say, let's all get down there. Let's all get down there.
Oh, that's the last thing I need. No, I'm not going to go. You want me to turn up and watch my team finish last?
No way.
You have to turn up to support them to not finish last.
No. You know what, Nicola? In terms of that, I mean,
do you know how many years we've been season ticket holders for?
We've got
do you know how much money we pump into that shithole, and this is what we get for it?
True. You know how good Broncos team is, and they can't even sort their shit out to even do anything admirable.
We're playing for the spoon.
Get Radra back. I want Sammy back.
Tell me about it. I know.
Sammy Radra.
Yeah.
He's still playing in.
I know.
In France.
We're playing for the spoon, and you know what? You heard it here first. The Tigers are going to win.
No way.
Mark my words.
No.
They're not going to win.
I don't think so.
Mark my words.
Don't think so. Anyway.
That's it for the crystal ball.
What have we got now, mate?
I've got nothing because my laptop's dead.
So let's go to tidbits. Let's go to tidbits, Taina. Taina, this is the part of the show which is non-NRL related. So I'll zip through, and the year in review is 2006.
Look, again.
2006. So I've got the top 3 songs of the year of 2006. Any thoughts there? Any thoughts there, Taina?
No,
Anything?
I'm not
Did you say songs?
Yeah.
Back then.
Songs 2006. That's a bit.
Anything, something. I know one. The guy who's got the first song. You've seen him live.
Well, that doesn't say much.
He's a pop artist. Used to be in a
Justin
boy
Timberlake.
band. Justin Timberlake.
Justin
Sexy's
Timberlake.
back.
Do you want to hear the funny story real
Sexy's
quick?
back, number 1, Nicola.
Do you want to hear a real funny
Please,
story?
please.
So, Tanya doesn't. Frank.
Yeah, Frankie.
Shout out to Mastro. All the guys at Datacom.
Yep.
The girls in recruitment. Everyone. They're all going to Justin Timberlake concert. Tanya, right? And on the day of the concert, Serena's sick. Frank's wife.
Oh, yeah.
So Frank says to me, "You got to come to the concert tonight." I said, "What concert?" He goes, "Justin Timberlake." I'm like, "What?"
Been a rock guy.
Forget about it, right? It's not happening. Anyway, after they were all haggling me. I said, "All right, I'll go." Right? Didn't know what to expect. I went to a concert the way I go to concerts. Guns, Metallica.
Yeah. Love your work.
So I rock up wearing what I was wearing. It was like a denim shirt with the sleeves cut off, and back then it was the 2 earrings and the chain necklace and all the rest of it. And the security guy stops me and he goes, "Mate, Iron Maiden's next week." I said, "No, I'm here to see JT, mate." Right?
Oh, mate.
And I've got to tell you, it was one of the best concerts I've seen. It was so eye-opening. He was so good. I was completely blown away. I still get shit for that to this day. But my horizons started to broaden from that point on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go to number 2, Nicola, and this young woman, South American, had a big song in 2006, and she spoke. Shakira. Yep, and hips never lie, apparently, Nicola. So that's number 2. And lucky last, I've got Amy the top 3. Another young lady, Nicola. She done some work with, I think, with one of your favourite NWA.
Dre.
I think Dre.
Was it Rihanna?
No, but close, not far away. Any idea? She done with Timberlake. That's it, Timberland. She done some work with Timberland.
He's not one of my favourites.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was part of the
NWA.
the group. I thought, sorry. I thought it was part of the group there. Anyway, I knew that 2006 was going to be hard, but let's nearly Furtado had a big song.
Oh no, yeah.
Do you remember the song?
No.
Man Eater. Remember that one, Tanya? Man Eater. No.
Yeah, but she a promiscuous girl as well.
Sure. Yep. I actually like that song better than the Man Eater. And the top 3 movies of the year, Nicola. This is 2006, and all 3 of them I know you know. So Johnny,
I am a movie buff.
Yeah, Johnny Depp had a big movie that year, Nicola.
Was it Blow?
No. He was on a ship.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Number 1, Nicola. Number 2, it's a movie very close to your heart, T. The kids, I'm sure, get around the TV and watch this one. And what can I say? There's cars everywhere. I just said the movie title.
I have no idea. I'm not.
The cartoon.
How about I say number 2? Number
no
2. Have you seen Cars? The cartoon Cars with the kids? That's number 2. Thank you, T.
You should watch it. Nick.
A great movie.
No, I can't say that I have. No.
Great movie. Great movie. And
I'll have to put it. Yeah.
And Nicola,
Bloodhounds. Yeah.
the last movie on this list,
Yeah.
okay, is our favorite superhero. And
No,
wait.
don't say the Superman movie.
Superman.
No,
Superman Returns.
No, wait. Let me stop you right there.
Well, I thought it was our favorite.
No.
I thought it was our favorite superhero.
Well, Christopher Reeve,
Well, the original. Okay.
78 and 80.
Okay, that's the original, but the number 3 movie of that year.
I thought it was horrible.
Or Superman
Returns. I thought it was horrible.
Okay, it was horrible.
I'm
But
a big Superman fan here, by the way.
Who was Superman? Who was the actor then for 2006?
Oh, I forget his name, but it didn't do well. It really didn't
It
do
wasn't
well.
Cavill.
It wasn't. No, Cavill was later. Cavill was
Cavill or
the
Reed?
he's actually good.
he was the next reboot.
Cavill was good.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel.
Yeah,
But for me, Superman 1 and 2, Christopher Reeve. And you can sneak 3 in there with Richard Pryor and Robert Vaughn as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what?
Remember when Robert Vaughn never worn the same pair of socks twice?
Didn't he?
No, well, because he was rich. Anyway.
Okay.
Sorry.
The season in review, Taina, 2006. Nicola, it was the 99th season of rugby league. 15-team comp.
Broncos won it, didn't they?
Broncos won.
Yeah.
The cap was 3.36 million.
Wow.
Yeah, hasn't things changed? New Zealand were investigated at the start of the year, Nicola, for a cap breach. The unofficial start of the season, Nicola, the Charity Shield, close to my heart. Souths defeated Saints 14-12. Let's go through some of the awards. And Tanya will know all these awards. Player of the Year, Tanya?
Lockyer?
Wasn't it? No.
Yeah, was
no.
it? It was your favorite
We're talking about.
player of the
JT.
year. It was your favorite hooker.
You got me confused now. Oh, Parker. No.
No, what, Pritis?
No, this is the award. Sorry,
meant
sorry. This is the sort of the Dally M Awards, not the particular. And there is Broncos
That.
in here, but
That.
I'll make it. I'll make a little. How about I lead this off. Player of the year was Cameron Smith. The Proven Summons medal. Nicola was one of your favourite back rowers from the Parramatta. From Parramatta.
Of 2006?
Yes.
Who?
Nathan Hindmarsh.
Oh, good old Hindy.
The rookie of the year was
Jared Haynes?
another Parramatta. Yep, Jared Haynes. And the captain of the year was, this will be too hard, Manly's Ben Kennedy. Nicola, that year some records were set. The Knights and the Raiders recorded the highest ever aggregate score of 102 points.
What was the score?
Knights 70, Raiders 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Nathan Merritt was the top try scorer
Souths.
for Souths, but the record was that Souths received the wooden spoon. So he was the first top try scorer coming. This team coming last. The top 8, and Tanya would remember this. The top 8 that year was Storm came first, the Bulldogs came second, the Broncos came third, the Knights, Nicola, came fourth. Manly came 5th, Saints came 6th, Canberra came 7th, and the Eels snuck in, Nicola, that year, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember what happened the year before.
Yeah, well, they snuck in, came 8th. Of course, the Storm, they got the minor premiers, but they were stripped of the minor premier because of the, we know about the salary cap breach in years to come. And of course, the grand final, Tanya would remember watching this game. Broncos 15, Storm 8.
That was the last Broncos.
That year?
Sorry?
Queensland won that year as well.
They won a lot of years.
That was the last.
They won a lot of years.
That was the last Broncos premiership, wasn't it?
That was the last Broncos premiership. And let me go through this team. You want to write this down? I shit my pants.
They were amazing.
They had Justin Hodges at fullback,
Yeah.
Darius Boyd, Brett Tate, David
Tate.
Stagg,
Yeah.
Carmichael Hunt, Darren Lockyer, Sean Perry, Shane Webke, Sean Berrigan, Petros Sivanasiva, Sam Thaiday. You couldn't get this under the cap. How they get this under 3.3?
Yeah, it was different.
Brad Thorne, Tony Carroll, and the grub himself, Corey Parker. Tanya, tell me.
He wasn't a grub.
Oh, for me, I found
Corey
him as I don't enjoy him as a commentator, and I don't rate him. But anyway, tell me your favourite player of all those. Who would it be, Tanya? And tell me some of your thoughts.
Well, when we were talking about it, originally Parker, but then I just love Hodges. So I remember now, because I'm not going to say how old I was, but I remember that year because obviously they won. But Hodges because he was in the first 2 Origins, because Queensland won first 2 that year, but he wasn't in the third one because he got injured. And he played for the first 10 rounds or 12 rounds, and then he was injured like the back end of the, like in the middle actually, up until the grand final. I don't know if you guys remember, but I loved Hodges.
Yeah. No, I remember
He's a
when he
bit-
was down here at the Roosters before Brisbane, right? Or was it after?
In between, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
He was actually a pretty decent
didn't he
guy. He was a pretty nice guy. He came across as a schmuck,
Yeah.
but he was actually a pretty nice guy in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him playing. As a player, I liked him.
Hodges, you know, there's a few Broncos players. Sometimes they're a bit grubby, but they're my grubs, you know.
So it's okay, right?
Your thoughts
So what a
on
team.
Taina? Your thoughts on Petra Sivanasiva, my favourite player of this
He was awesome.
particular team?
Yeah.
Lots of
Really?
meters, lots of meters, lots of meters.
Really?
Put
Yeah. Well, I was just looking before. Point scorer, old name, Hazram Al-Masri.
yes.
He was
Yeah.
the point scorer for that year. I probably remember him more. That 2006 year.
Okay. And Sam Thaiday,
Doing an
Tanya?
earthquake here or what?
I don't know. Sam Thaiday, Tanya, your thoughts on Sammy?
I like Friday, but yeah, I've met him personally a few times. So
That guy ran into every fight and never threw a punch. He ran into every blue and he never threw one punch.
I can't remember that, but I remember him on the edges. Terrifying. Nicola, let's talk Super League. The Leeds Rhinos and Nicola 18 beat Catalan 6. Brad Arthur's turned his team around, Nicola. They look like an NRL team. They were shambles, and they look together. And of course, he's been asked to stay on for next year.
Yeah.
Because he's had them for 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, and the improvement is honestly, Nicola. Honestly, I'm not joking. Now the improvement of the Rhinos is, I can't explain to you how bad they looked, and they beat Catalans.
Yeah.
They beat Catalans, so they're outstanding. Nicola, how KR went to St Helens, and they scored 42 points. Hull KR and St Helens can only score 6. St Helens on a big slide. I don't know what's happening there.
Let's just before you continue, let's just say bye to Tanya. She needs to drop off.
Oh, you're
yeah,
off.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
my mini, the youngest one is coughing. So
Done.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Thank you very
I'll
much.
see you probably in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
I'll let you know if I'm down.
Yes, you will.
But thank you so much for a lovely night. I always enjoy it with you guys.
Always fun.
Same. We always love having you on.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Say hi to Artie for me, okay?
Done.
We'll do. We'll do.
Cheers. Then.
Bye.
Cheers,
Bye.
T. Bye. Hull KR 42, St Helens 6, Nicola. Salford 60, Huntersfield 10. Huntersfield's terrible. They are terrible. They couldn't even beat the Reggie's. They couldn't win the Reggie's comp in Australia. Wigan 22, Hull FC 4. Nicola, the Pods team, the team with the ugliest jerseys in the world, went to London for a junket because they scored 33 and London can only score 12. Listen to the table here, and this reminds me of the NRL table, Nicola. Hull KR 36, Wigan 36, and Nicola, Sam's team, Warrington 34, Salford 28, St Helens 26. How they've been losing and they're still hanging in the top 6, I don't know.
Yeah.
Catalans 26, Nicola. Now, outside of the 6, by 1 point is the Pod's favourite team, Nicola, the team with the ugliest jerseys in the world.
The Lee Leopards.
The Lee Leopards just hanging on. And 1 point behind them from out of the blue, Nicola, like Lazarus has risen, the Leeds. Leeds Rhinos have come from nowhere, and 2 points for... They're 2 points outside the final series, Nicola. And if Arthur can manage to get them in the final series, I think the Queen will be giving him a knighthood. Seriously. So go Brad. The NRLW, Nicola, I'll be very, very quickly. I won't. I will say the scores because they're interesting. Nicola, the Eels came to Sydney. The Knights came to Sydney to play the Eels, and this has got to stop. They played at a park in Granville.
Why? Why don't they do it as an opener to an NRL game?
Well, that's what the idea was, but it hasn't happened. And on television, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
And I know that they're semi-professional, but if they don't put these games on at the big stadiums and not at 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, this competition will be always a second-rate competition. You know what I mean? I think it needs clean air, Nicola. I think they should put it. On in the summer. They've given this to Channel 9. They've given this competition to Channel 9. They haven't charged. The league hasn't charged Channel 9 anything for the competition, but it just looked wrong. Looked wrong in the corner. Now the Eels lost. The Knights, the premium team in the competition, they lost 36-16. But rest assured, it was just a bad day. The Knights are a star-studded team. They're the premiers, and they hung in. It was hung in.
Yeah.
They're doing well. The Cowboys beat the Raiders 28-18. Here we go. The two big ticket items, Nicola. The Titans 26, the Roosters 6. You know what the Roosters remind me of?
What?
You know those girls that go to a private school? No, and they've got that really expensive handbag.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they jump into that really expensive sports car.
Yeah,
and they go to Double Bay for coffee. Well, this is the Roosters, star-studded. Seriously, when you look at the team, it's like the Australian team, star-studded, but somehow it doesn't translate. Yeah. And you know, when someone gets injured, instead of going into the Reggies, you know what they do? They call some former Australian legend and put him into the team. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening there, but guess what? They better do something, or they better change their coffee shop because it's not happening for them. You know what I mean? Taina's gone, but the Broncos 44 and they're scary. The Tigers 14. The Sharks on top of the competition 28. The Dragons 4. I enjoy watching the NRLW. You know that. I know not one of your favourite things, but that's the NRLW. And to wrap up, Nicola, because of the situation the last week, I really haven't got a story, but I will tell you a story. That I've told you before. When I was a late teenager, I was still playing rugby league, and we were playing Sundays, and I was working for Dad, and Dad, as he told me, he worked 6.5 days. Yeah, you work it out. Yeah, he told me that there's no problem. Sundays I'll get home by 3:00. No problem. But the games that I would play were on Sunday, so I had to negotiate with him to go to work in the morning, but leave at 10 or something to play at 12 or 1. Yeah. So here I am. He's giving me an hour and a half to get to the game. I'm jumping in the car. I'm rushing off. I rock up, paint all over my hands. There's enamel on me. You know what I mean? The coach looks at me. I'm running late. They're all dressed up. He goes, "What are you doing, Ron Partners?" I go, "I went to work." He goes, "Bloody wonks. All you think about is money. Get dressed, Ron Partners, right now." You know what I mean? So, Dad just couldn't understand that, you know, it'd be nice to have a morning off and sort of go to the game.
Not in those days.
Yeah, not in those days.
If you're an 8-year-old wog kid on a Saturday morning watching cartoons, your dad would come in and say, "What are you doing?" "I'm watching cartoons. Come with me. You're going to start a business." Absolutely.
That's the way it is. And the song of the week, you know what?
We should have asked Taina. Well, we know what her choice is. We did that a couple of weeks ago, but surely she'll have others as well.
I'm sure she would, and I'll do it next time.
We'll do it next time, yeah.
The song of the week, you know what? A song, I heard a song on the radio which reminded me, and I've always said that this is one of my favourite songs to listen to, and you're going to say, what? Obviously not my favourite songs, my favourite song in terms of bringing back memories, but a really, really lovely song, a really lovely structured song. Have you ever heard of a band called Lady Amadella?
No.
A country band.
No,
I can't even pronounce that properly. But the song is Need You Now.
Okay.
And
well, I'll hear it.
I was going to say, the Boy Wonder will slot it in and don't turn it off halfway because it's a country song.
No. I like some country music.
I know you're a rock man, Nicola.
Randy Travis, the Dixie Chicks.
Come on, mate. Now we're talking.
Mate.
And Nicola, that's me.
That's it. And so apologies for any hiccups tonight, guys. We had a few technical...
Yeah, we had,
My laptop crashed about 16 times, which is going to make work fun tomorrow.
No.
But we did our best to get through it. Thanks to Taina for joining us at late notice, jumping in and helping out. It's always such a pleasure having her on, isn't it? And
thanks, T.
Yeah, she's going to join us throughout the final series as well. And as we said, hopefully she'll be able to come and join us in person for one of those as well. So... again, like to pass on our condolences and sympathies and thoughts to Arthur and his family.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing Artie back again next week. It's
Hope so.
definitely not the same without him. That's for damn sure. But we hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you all next week, where I'll personally be celebrating Parramatta winning the wooden spoon. Thank you and good night.
Happy rugby league, everybody.